Yes, guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel, where it is time for match week 32 of the 2020-21 Scottish Premiership season. Now, let's have a quick look at how everyone did in match week 31. I had a very, very good week. I got 10 points, including 3 perfect scores. That was Kilmarnock's draw with Dundee United, that was a 1-1 draw. St Mirren to beat Ross County by 1-0. And also Rangers to beat Livingston by 1-0 as well. So that was a very, very good week for myself. Top scorer in the comments also got 10 points, and it was Sportcat1. So very, very well done, Sportcat1. You did very, very well. As far as other scores go, there were a couple of sixes. Andrew Patterson, Nipun Sharma and Shane O'Donnell had 6 points. And then there were a couple of fives. Jamie Cunningham, Mike Eddy, Liam Talks Football, Race Russell on 4, and then we had a couple of threes. Roberto Hollis, Chris Welsh, and Ballum all on 3 points. So, fingers crossed that everyone does a lot better as well. Now, for this match week, we have 6 games for the upcoming week, plus 2. Yes, another 2 fixtures on the 13th of March. Now, that's next week. So, this is going to be a big match week. So, there won't be a video next week, but there will be a video the week after. So we'll obviously have a look for that as well. So first game to preview and predict is Aberdeen against Hamilton. And the last 5 meetings in the Premiership have resulted in 4 wins to Aberdeen and 1 draw. The last result was a 4-2 win to Aberdeen. Aberdeen fans must be getting sick and tired of the fact that they're getting so close to Celtic, and yet they just can't seem to beat them. They just cannot seem to beat them. Odsonne Edouard goal separated the sides yet again at the weekend. It was a very good performance from Aberdeen. They really gave Celtic a good account of themselves, but unfortunately it wasn't the best of results, and that's something they're going to have to improve for sure. Hamilton, a good draw against St Johnstone last night. 1-1 draw. It doesn't really do much for their, plight at the moment. They are sitting bottom on goal difference, on the same points as Kilmarnock as well. So a draw for them is not the best result. They do go to Livingston next Saturday, which is a chance for them to get more points, but it is looking quite bleak for Hamilton. So going to be very interesting this game. But I can really only see an Aberdeen win, in all honesty. I can only see an Aberdeen win against Hamilton. Aberdeen 2, Hamilton 0. And now we have Motherwell against Livingston. Last 5 meetings in the Premiership. 2 wins to Motherwell, 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 win to Livy. The last result was a 2-2 draw between Motherwell and Livingston. Motherwell are getting back to their best. A very good win against Hibernian. 2-0, in fact. Both goals coming in the first few minutes. Devante Cole got the first one, and on loan, Hearts player Jordan Roberts got the second as well. Unfortunately, Motherwell have just gave themselves a little bit too much to get in the top 6, unfortunately. Mathematically now they cannot get into the top 6. But going forward, Graham Alexander is a very good appointment for Motherwell. So it'll be very, very good to go next season. Livingston coming off well. Cup final heartbreak, unfortunately. 1-0 to St Johnstone, but to be fair, St Johnstone deserved to win that game. And then last night, Livingston losing 1-0 to Rangers. That performance was much better than the cup final one. They managed to hold out Rangers until the 87th minute. Yes, it is a penalty on Morelos, you'd have to say. It was a definite penalty, but wasn't given. And, Livingston played it very, very well. Managed to keep Rangers up until the 87th minute with that Morelos winner. So, very, very interesting, but Livingston only need a point. They only need a point to guarantee themselves a top 6 finish. Do I think they will get it? Yes. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between Motherwell and Livingston. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw in this one. And now we have Rangers against St Mirren. Now, if Rangers beat St Mirren and Celtic fail to beat Dundee United, Rangers will be crowned champions of the Scottish Premiership. So, and it may not be even going to that game at Parkhead in 2 weeks' time. So really, really interesting one. But Rangers 4 wins to Rangers and 1 win to St Mirren. The last result was a 3-0 win to Rangers. As I've said, Rangers beat Livingston 1-0 last night. Steven Gerrard was sent off at half-time. I'm not going to copy the words he said, but it was along the lines of, John Beaton, you are bang out of order. Look, it is a penalty. Max Strejek does catch Morelos. Morelos gets booked for diving, which is, really, really bad. You'd have to say, though, it was a bit similar to the Ajeti one. There is contact. He does feel it going down, but it was a penalty. It was a penalty, and Rangers didn't get that, but they managed to get the win in the end. Morelos on hand to get the only goal of the game. So that's a big win for Rangers, because I said last week in the actual predictions video, I said this was actually Rangers' toughest test. He left to go to Livingston, because that was the only place they hadn't scored this season, but they managed to do that this season, so very, very well done to Rangers. And the juggernaut goes on. St Mirren, they just need to keep on getting points. Basically, Dundee United, I think St Mirren could be in the top 6 very, very soon. So what a fantastic season it would be for Jim Goodwin to get St Mirren into the top 6. It would be very, very good. But for this game, I am going to go for a 3-0 win to Rangers. I think Rangers will be just ever so close to the title. Now we have Ross County against Kilmarnock. This is a huge, huge game, this one. Last 5 meetings in the Premiership, 2 wins to Killy, 2 draws and 1 win to Ross County. The last result was a 2-2 draw between the sides. Ross County, 1-0 defeat to St Mirren. It wasn't a very good game, to be honest with you. I think it was a good win for St Mirren, you'd have to say, but Ross County, they are just teetering on the edge of relegation. This is a huge, huge game, because it is a 6-pointer, you would have to say. Kilmarnock, they're coming off the back of a 1-1 draw with Dundee United. Tommy Wright hasn't started really, really well for him, but Kilmarnock are starting to get their ideas across. So I've got a feeling Kilmarnock will go to Ross County and get a much-needed 3 points in the battle to stay up. I mean, I would never have envisaged Kilmarnock to be a side that were battling to stay in this league, but stranger things have happened. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Kilmarnock in this one, and it puts Ross County bang, bang in danger for sure. And now we have St Johnstone against Hibernian. The last 5 meetings in the Premiership, 2 wins to Hibs, 2 draws and 1 win to Saints. The last result was a 3-0 win to St Johnstone. This was on the Betfred Cup semi-final. St Johnstone, congratulations, a 1-0 win over Livingston. They managed to get their first League Cup victory, so very, very well done. Very well deserved for Callum Davidson. He gets his first trophy as a manager as well, so very, very well done to them. Last night, a 1-1 draw with Hamilton. Good result. Unfortunately, it is looking quite bleak for them. They are going to have to beat Hibernian and then hope that Livingston or St Mirren drop points for them to be in the top 6. So it's looking quite bleak for them. But Hibernian, 2-0 defeat to Motherwell. Not a good result, that one. Very, very poor as well, you'd have to say, from the Hibees. But what I will say is they are guaranteed to be in the top 6. They will either be finishing 3rd or 4th. But, the form of Aberdeen, the form of Hibernian, it's going to be interesting, but I think they've just let themselves too much to do. I don't think they're going to catch Celtic, unfortunately. So I'm going to say that St Johnstone will get the win, much needed win, to boost their chances of a top 6 finish. I'm going for St Johnstone 2, Hibernian 1. And now we have the game that could decide the title. It is Dundee United against Celtic. Last 5 meetings in the Premiership, 5 wins to Celtic. The last result was a 1-0 win to Celtic. Dundee United getting a good draw away at Kilmarnock. They're still in the hunt for a top 6 place. I think it is going to be between Dundee United, St Mirren and St Johnstone. I think Livingston have just done enough And they have a game in hand as well, so that will probably be enough to get them top 6. But it's been a very good season for Dundee United. It's a good return to the Premiership. They're not in any relegation trouble as we speak. So, but a good draw against Kilmarnock. Celtic, a good win against Aberdeen. John Kennedy's first game in charge, in temporary charge, I should say, was a 1-0 win over Aberdeen. So very, very well done to him as well. So looking at this game, I can really only see a Celtic win. I think they will go to Dundee United and win. It's Dundee United 0, Celtic 2. Now, the 2 games are of the 13th of March. We have Livingston against Hamilton at the Tony Macaroni Arena. 2 wins to Hamilton, 2 wins to Livy, and 1 draw. The last result was a 2-1 win to Hamilton. Now, this game has been rescheduled so many times as well. So we'll hopefully get this game on the go for sure. But Livingston need to get the win. Hamilton need to get the win to try and stave off relegation. I think Livingston will get the win here. I'm going to go for Livingston 1, Hamilton 0, and that result would effectively clinch a top 6 finish again for Livingston Football Club. So, but it puts Hamilton in big danger for sure. And the final game to preview and predict, and this is also on the 13th of March, is Ross County against Hibernian. Last 5 meetings in the Premiership, 2 wins to Ross County, 2 draws, and 1 win to Hibs. Last result was a 0-0 draw. Yep, Ross County, they beat Hibs earlier in the season 2-0 at Easter Road. So it's going to be a really interesting game, this one. Hibs will be looking to probably bounce back from a defeat at St Johnstone. And then obviously, they did lose to Motherwell as well. So this is a big game. Both ends of the table. Hibs looking to consolidate 3rd place. Ross County hoping to stave off relegation. The relegation playoff, I should say, as well. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Hibernian. So I think Hibs will win against Ross County for that one. So that is it. That is match week 32 done and dusted. We are getting very, very close now to the split. It's going to be a very, very interesting couple of weeks. As I've said, there's not going to be a video next week because of the games basically being the next again week, but there are 2 games to predict. So leave your predictions and also leave the 2 games on the 13th of March in there as well. But yeah, just keep an eye out on the description, keep an eye out on the community tab as well. But I will go for my predictions very, very quickly. As I've said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below, and like SportCap1, you will get a shout out in the next video. So my predictions are as follows: Aberdeen 2, Hamilton 0, Motherwell 1, Livingston 1, Rangers 3, St Mirren 0, Ross County 1, Kilmarnock 2, St Johnstone 2, Hibernian 1, Dundee United 0, Celtic 2, and then Livingston 1, Hamilton 0, and Ross County 1, Hibernian 2. So that is it. That is match week 32 done and dusted. As I have said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below, and we will see what happens in these games. Should be a very, very interesting couple of weeks to come for sure. Will the title be wrapped up this week? Will Celtic drop points to Dundee United? Will Rangers beat St Mirren? Yeah, I think you would probably expect Rangers to beat St Mirren, but Dundee United Celtic is a very interesting game. Celtic have to win to make sure that the title goes to Parkhead for Rangers. So we'll see what happens anyway. But until then, it's goodbye from me. If you do like the content, please hit the subscribe buttons, drop a like on the video as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye bye for now.